it's John and Mike, brewed-dudes.com, and hey, look, I got more beer. It got sent to me via the old Mike Express, walking it down the street, probably wearing a mask, keeping away from everybody. But thankfully, like after a day of sitting at my computer working from home, I get to look forward to some things like this. So this is a blonde ale that he brewed. And I don't know if you can see that. Hey, look, there's me.
Hey, I can see you.
Hey, I actually look better all warped like that. So as he tells us more about this beer, I'm going to drink it more because, it's just been one of those COVID days.
All right, let me give you the recipe, then I'll give you the inspiration. So this is an American blonde ale, 5.5 gallons, which is in the kettle at the end of the boil. That's what I call a batch size. So it's 12 pounds or 5.4 kilograms of Pilsner Malt. It's actually American Pilsner Malt, raw Pilsner Malt.
Oh, wow.
It's a half pound of Munich Type 1 from Weirmann, which is about 7 Lovibond, or 226 grams, give or take. I bittered this baby with 1 ounce, 28 grams of Columbus, which is for 30 minutes, because I didn't want it to be too bitter, actually. So I was afraid of picking up too much bitterness with that high alpha hop. So it's 28 grams for 30 minutes. And then I used an experimental hop, X09326, experimental hop, the last 10 minutes of the boil, another 28 grams. And then, yeah, that's the deal. And so piece of cake. And then I fermented this baby with the Lallemand New England East Coast dry ale yeast. I sort of like that yeast, but so this beer was born out of ingredients I had on hand, to be honest with you. I looked at the hops I had, and I have a bunch of fancier hops, but I'm still debating whether I want to use them all in some sort of New England IPA, or I want to stretch them out and make a few beers with them. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to quarantine, right? So I'm just trying to balance all that jazz.
Yeah.
But I really wanted something. I brewed this back at the end of April 19th, actually. And I was thinking about Cinco de Mayo was coming up. I wanted a crisp, a light beer that I could drink with my tacos on Cinco de Mayo. So I was just like, this would be good. So this is good. So that hop, X09326, it's reported to be, I'm going to tell you what it is because I'm not going to make it, because it's not a smash beer, but
no.
It's supposedly, it's got berry notes, tropical, grapefruit, and somewhat herbal is what it says. So I like that idea in a beer that's supposed to be light and crisp to eat with tacos. Of course, we're well past Cinco de Mayo now, but
yeah, was it even ready for Cinco de Mayo?
Oh yeah, I was drinking it that day. I got it. Boom, boom. When I'm on it, I can brew and push things through pretty fast. So yeah, I fermented it at like 65 degrees. I warmed it up to like 70 to finish off for the last 3 or 4 days. I kegged that sucker and I put it on pressure, like 30 PSI for like 2 days, and it was carved beautifully. Inspired me to clean all the beer lines, so it's pouring beautifully. And so yeah, and it's actually it's got a touch of haze to it. It's a little bit cloudy. I hate saying that word haze now because that implies like something very different. So it is slightly cloudy.
Slightly cloudy.
But you can see through it. So that's
as you can, as I demonstrated.
I think the color's spot on for I was looking for American Blonde. For me, when I first tasted it, when we were first pouring it at the house, man, it hit everything I wanted it to be. This is almost, for me, it's probably the best American Blonde I've ever brewed, but it's quintessential American Blonde ale. To me, what that means is light, fresh, crisp, because it's American Blonde ale, a little bit of hop character, but not overly bitter, not overly hoppy, not overly aromatic or any of that. It's just enough to go, wow, that's an easy drinking, good crisp beer. So yeah, I think a few steps you talk about.
I agree. I mean, I think that the floral or berry notes of the finishing hops are coming through in the aftertaste. I certainly have the nice Columbus as like the basement of the foundation of the flavor profile from a hop perspective. And then of course, it's everything you want in a light crisp beer, but still have ale qualities. I think the
Yeah.
mouth feel is where it's not light in any. It's, I would say, medium um, body in terms of the mouth feel and such. And yeah, I think this is a very nice example of American blonde ale.
And we've been getting a lot of questions lately about water profile. So let me just reassure the people at home.
Yes,
Um,
please.
I attempted to balance out our high chloride levels in our. This was tap water because I'm not going to go to the store and get just to get distilled water, and I'm certainly not can't fill my cart with 9 gallons of distilled water. I'm trying to get groceries at the same time these days. So this is just our basic tap water, and I put in 6 grams worth of gypsum to get the sulfate level up and also boost up the calcium a little bit. I did that just in the mash. I think I probably used a touch of acid, well, probably usually 1 ml of acid for this pale color with our water, just to get the pH right. And I did check the pH, and the pH of this sucker was 5.2 in the mash. So, hey, look at me.
Congrats.
So that's working well. And I think it leads to good efficiency. I think it leads to really nice fermentation, having that the right amount of calcium in there for the yeast. And I think it balances the beer out pretty nice too.
And what was the yeast strain again?
The Lallemand East Coast Ale yeast.
Oh, East Coast ale. All
Yeah,
right.
it's that red. It's got a red package. It's one of
Yeah,
their newer strains. I think came out like last year or late 2018.
I'm with you. Now, did you get those experimental hops from HomebrewCon 2019?
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I might have those too because I have them kind of set aside for a smash beer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know if like how widely available they are.
I
The
know.
whole
I try to look it up, and like Hopsteiner has them, but I don't. I mean, I don't know how easy or hard it is to get them.
got it.
And which is another reason why I threw it into this beer, because I wasn't going to throw it in with some of my more exotic hops, because I just didn't want it to get lost in there. At least this is an opportunity to go, oh, that's kind of nice, So it works. I think it works great in this. If you can get these hops, make a blonde ale. You just need 1 ounce, 28 grams.
Yep.
So
And throw it.
is 28 grams 1 ounce, or is 56 grams is 1 ounce, isn't it?
No. You had it right. It's
Is it
like
right?
20. It's 27.
I just don't want to be slammed in the comments. Jeez, the metric conversion.
I think you're close enough. I usually say 27 grams. Yes.
In Beersmith,
Yeah.
I do.
Maybe they round up.
Maybe they round up. But in Beersmith, I always have my hops. My defaults in Beersmith is to have the hops in grams, and the rest of the ingredients are in pounds. The weird thing is, being a scientist, my professional life, it's all metric. I do milliliters, gram, right? I have really considered actually switching my whole brewing process over to metric, just because that's what I'm used to. When I had to sit there and go, okay, mash water, I need 4 grams. I mean, I'm going to do like 4.5 gallons. So how many quarts is that? It's like 18 quarts.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, now I got to wait. It's ridiculous.
Forget it.
It's ridiculous. So,
anyway, very nice beer.
But you can't really do metric units and talk about American blonde ale, man. Come on, it's like heresy.
True. The only thing I would ask is, so with the East Coast strain, how do you think this would? I usually do blonde ales with a Chico strain.
Yeah,
it's much softer. This beer, if there's one thing, I always feel like East Coast, like even the Sam Adams ale strain that supposedly is out there.
Patriot strain. Yep.
Right. Even like I've always felt like those had like more of a minerally perception on the palate. What do you think the Chico strain would like make this a little softer?
I think it might make it seem a little drier, right? I mean, maybe the malt character would come out a little bit more, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I sort of love the way it is right now.
Yeah.
Remember that East Coast ale strain is really, I think, geared towards doing IPAs, New England IPAs. So I think it is kicking out a little bit of ester on its own. So that's why I say Chico, it might be a little bit drier, because this one, with a hop like this too, it's playing up the fruit character of the hop, which I think works
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I wish I had thought of it, or if I had the ability at the time to split it. And sometimes I think about that. I've got plenty of Chico to do it, just compare side by side. There are yeast comparisons coming. Just hold on. But this is, I like the way it came out with this yeast. I think there's just enough ester quality there supporting that hop. You know what? I'm tired of beers with Chico. I don't know. I'm trying to not brew the same stuff all the time, even though I've got a fridge full of Chico because it's quarantine and that's what I've got.
You're gonna have to brew with it, bro.
Yeah.
And that's just how it's going.
Yep.
All right. Well, great beer, man. I appreciate it. It's I can't wait for it even warmer.
Yeah.
Around here, so we can enjoy this, at safe social distancing.
Yes, sir.
For sure. All right. Thank you very much for American Blonde Ale. Keep in mind, it's all about the American malts. Keep them light and not a lot of bitterness. It's all about balance. You want something crisp, something dry, and something easy drinking on those hot summer months.
Yep.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. We do this every single week. We do some silly home brewing video. If you're home and you're watching lots of YouTube, add us to your list. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Cheers.